One of the most common things when it comes to finances is making mistakes, and we have made our share few of mistakes. And every time we look back on some of those, we think to ourselves like, why did we do that? And what we're going to share with you today are 5 money mistakes that we've made, and hopefully they will save you from the trouble of making those mistakes yourself, but also you'll learn from our own mistakes and figure out what to do in your situation.
Or what not to do.
Exactly. So starting off with the very first thing is being comfortable with credit cards.
Ooh.
My goodness, we were so comfortable with our credit cards. Number 1, comfortable with just spending them as and when we felt like it. But number 2, being comfortable with the amount of debts that credit card had, because we just kind of felt like, we pay off the minimum balance or at least somewhat some money off every month, so it'll be fine. And we just kind of carried on in that process over and over again. But actually what we didn't realize is that the interest is obviously growing much faster than our payments, but we were just comfortable. That's why we didn't do anything.
But
right?
I also think it was that whole thing of knowing that, well, if I don't have money, I've got a credit card, so that's fine.
Exactly. And just having that comfortability, almost treating it as a financial comfort blanket that you hold on to. Now, this is a mistake for us because number 1, you get comfortable with being in debt. But number 2, you then also get comfortable with this idea of this credit card, as you've said, is something that will take us out of a bind should we run out of our own money. And when you get comfortable with that, you find yourself living in paycheck to paycheck very easily, or spending more than you earn very, very easily, and being caught up in that cycle and finding it hard to break free from that. So that's why for us it was a big mistake. But luckily, we've learned from it, we've grown from it, and now we're in a position where credit cards we use them very differently, let's say. Yeah.
I'd say for me, the second one is the whole buy cheap, buy twice. and I feel like I'm really guilty of this one because it's very easy to want to buy the cheaper version of something. Because then, to be fair, you look at the price of the more expensive thing and then you're like, the difference is like, where am I wasting money type of thing. But if you're absolutely being honest with yourself, the amount of times that you probably end up buying that very same thing probably equals you having bought the expensive thing to have begun with. So I'm guilty of buy cheap, buy twice. I think I'm safe now because I don't do buy cheap, buy twice. I think I've learned from it, if I'm being honest, because I'm just like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of continuously buying the same thing at a cheaper price when I could have just bought the expensive thing and saved myself money?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the problem here is that the cheap thing will break.
Yeah.
It won't work the way you want it to.
They don't last. Like, they don't even last that long. That's the sad thing. Yeah. It's very different if I bought like the expensive item at a discount. That's a very different situation.
Of course.
But if you're continuously like, I'm going to go with the cheaper brand because it's just cheap. Yeah, buy cheap, buy twice. Be careful, guys. Don't do what I did, basically.
The third money mistake that I've made or we've made in our relationship as a couple is not spending money in our relationship or on our relationship, to be specific. And so by this we mean, going out on dates very frequently, traveling together, doing things as a couple, but also just kind of buying each other gifts here and there, not waiting for like a special occasion to do something, because it was always or only Christmas, birthdays and Valentine's where it's like, let's do something nice for each other. But even just on a random Wednesday, this week, as you're watching this video, you could do something nice for your partner. And this is actually quite critical because when you're now in a relationship and you're living together and you've been living together for a while, it's easy for like you to get lost or get caught up in bills and, just the serious stuff of like life, that you forget that actually even our relationship needs some kind of money or some kind of investment from a financial perspective. And whether it be that, you buy each other gifts every now and again, or whether it be you go on staycations, or whether it be that maybe you even sign up to, something that will help you elevate your relationship, this is super powerful.
Yeah. I also think it's the fact that sometimes when you're dating, it's easier to spend money on each other because you're not living together a lot of the times. You're not living together, so then you're like, let's spend money on each other because we're then seeing each other and spending time together when we're spending money. However, for a lot of people, then when you move in together, it's like, we live together now.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, our first priority is bills. Our first priority is make sure everything's paid for, which, yes, completely understand. That is a priority. But remember the reason you came together in the first place. Without the two of you, you wouldn't even need to be paying those bills. But if you prioritize your relationship, elevate your relationship, take care of yourselves, have fun, live and enjoy as well, That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. So money is one of the leading causes of separation and divorce. It can cause tension, disagreements, and friction in a relationship.
And there are many reasons for this. So one of them might be that you and your partner are struggling to just get on the same page about how you're managing your household finances. Secondly, it may be that there's a little bit of dishonesty around, any debts you may have or savings you may have, and this is causing a bit of friction between the two of you. Fundamentally, what this means is you're struggling to work together as a team when it comes to your money.
We don't want you and your partner to become part of the statistics of couples who have separated because of money issues. So this is why we've created the Couples Budgeting course. We want to empower you to successfully budget together as a couple.
See, budgeting is the foundation of managing money together in your relationship. And if you get this part right, everything else will fall in place. And what we've done in our course is essentially take you through a step-by-step, very clear process of how you and your partner can successfully manage money and budget together as a team.
Like we said, our aim is to empower you to work together as a team to build your legacy and your wealth for yourselves and your family, because we truly believe that love and money can make a great team.
And if this sounds like something that you want in your relationship, make sure to click the link in our bio to learn more about our Couples Budgeting course and set up your relationship for success when it comes to money.
So the fourth one for me is lending money to family and friends. Now, boy, let's be honest, guys. I now have a rule. I don't lend money I can't afford to live without. And the thing with family and friends is that you have a relationship with these people. And more often, the people that tend to ask you for money, if they're friends as well, are people that you probably have a good friendship with. Because I just wouldn't ask any type of friend for money type of thing. But yeah, this one, if you don't put boundaries in place for this particular issue, it's very dangerous because it could ruin your relationships. And I see a lot of stories, or I hear a lot of stories of people that have lent money to family or friends, and now they're struggling to get it back, or the family and friend is not paying for something that you paid for on their behalf. Now it's on you to pay. The onus is on you. So little things like that. And for me, make sure you have your boundaries. If it's like us where you're like, if we can't afford to live with this money, we're not giving it, type of thing. Because if you can afford to go without, it's not really an issue. But it's when you're then lending or giving a lot of money, which then comes back to sort of mess you about in the end. So yeah, that's a deep one for me.
No, big one. The fifth money mistake that we've made, honestly, is just passively thinking that our employers will give us a nice pay rise at the end of every year.
Oh, would it have been nice if they just thought about us like that, honestly, and decided,
right?
Let's give them a pay rise.
That's honestly just never been our reality. The reality is we got something, but 2%, 3%, 4%, nothing that's like life-changing amounts, like £10,000, £20,000 pay rise kind of situation. But I think it was that word that I used about passively, right? We just kind of wait and hope that, one day my manager will come in the office and say, here you go, here's a new your pay packet. But the reality is this, that we've learned that no, you have to negotiate your salary, or you have to negotiate the terms on the contract. You have to effectively enter into some kind of conversation back and forth and say, right, these are my terms, what are you offering me, and all the rest of it. Or you have to then figure out, actually, if I can't get what I'm looking for in my current position, what's my next option? Because this, you have to kind of think about prioritizing your family life and your personal financial goals over and above, I guess, just kind of your job. And then have to think about, does my job allow me to then achieve and accomplish my life and financial goals? Because if the answer is no, which it was for us for a while, we came to a position where this needs to change, because we've been kind of waiting for things to change for 5 years and nothing's changed. And you got to a point where we're like, no, we need to change our situation here, completely change our focus and our thinking. And really here, the encouragement to you is that if you find yourself, or you're thinking that I'm in the same position, I'm working, I like my job, and maybe I don't like my job, that's not important, but the point is they don't pay you as much as you would like, or you're not getting paid as much as you'd like. Well, rethink your situation and reassess your options. Maybe you might need to look for a new job or do something else, transition into another career field, whatever that looks like. Just don't kind of wait and think one day things will just kind of work out for me, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, that one day is not going to come.
Yeah. And I think for me, the thing that switched for me was when I realized, like, a lot of those employers, yes, you might have a good job that pays well and the work environment's amazing and it's nice and you're really friendly with people. But when I realized, like, these employers that would be very quick to literally fill your position if you're not there, or like find someone else and stuff. That's when I realized that actually I've been valuing my employer way more than they probably value me. So I can be disposable to them type of thing. If they lose me, they'll find another me in like 2.5 seconds type of thing. So when I started to realize that, I started to then put myself first and be like, okay, as much as I love the job, I love the work environment, what do I want? If I want more money and they're not willing to give it, I'm out. I'll go somewhere else where I will get what I need and what I want.
Yeah. So those are 5 money mistakes that we wanted to draw attention to in this discussion, and just kind of help you, or open your mind up a little bit to what we've done in our past money journey, and also what you can then hopefully learn from our mistakes and learn from our experience that you can apply in your situation.
Right.
Now, let us know in the comments, what is the one money mistake you're taking away from our discussion today, and what have you done, or what are you going to do differently moving forward from now? We'd love to know. Let's chat in the comments. It's been a pleasure, and we'll speak to you on the next one.